All right, Achim Schlöffel, InnerSpace Explorers. I'm still bothered by the discussion about bailout, and it all started with this side mount discussion, and I still cannot figure all the fuss because generally, how the hell would you go out of gas diving side mount? I mean, at least two independent cylinders. It's just not happening, yeah? So a lot of these discussions are completely obsolete. And today, diving here at the beautiful Samaranger Sea, I ran into the next discussion, and it was about Rebreather Bailout. So I thought it's a good opportunity to talk a little bit about that, and not necessarily to dictate a certain configuration or something. It's more like sharing some ideas and starting a discussion and see where this is going and make you understand why we do things the way we do them. So being out of gas on a rebreather is again not a real issue. I mean, looking at the KISS next to me, how would you go out of gas? I mean, if you run out of oxygen, however that happens, but let's say you're out of oxygen, you can still dive it as a semi-closed rebreather. So there's an option, right? There's no need for me to rush to a body and scream out of gas and get a hose and stuff like that. I can help myself. So if I'm running out of diluent, for whatever reason, there is some sort of bailout with me. May it be decompression gas or just a bailout bottle for my bottom gas, whatever. So I can take a breath from there, put it into my rebreather, and be good again to go for a while. So again, there's an alternative that is presented by the rebreather itself. So using rebreather technology gives me a lot more opportunities to handle certain issues. Yeah, the rebreather also holds more surprises for me, of course, and there's more things that can go wrong, but I definitely have more options to bail out. So the more likely thing or the more dangerous thing on the rebreather than being out of gas is being out of rebreather, if you want to call it like that. So the rebreather has a malfunction. So I have a flooded system, I have a cut in the hose, I have a CO2 breakthrough for whatever reason, so I cannot use my rebreather anymore. All right, so now I need to go open circuit. And obviously the 2-liter tank on the back with the diluent is not an option. I mean, it gives me the so-called sanity breath. Another thing we need to talk about. But in the end, I need to go open circuit. But as I need to carry bailout anyway, why do I need to scream for my body? It's not necessary. So there will be for sure enough gas for me to make it safely, either to the surface or to the next breathable gas. So depending if I do a decompression dive or non-decompression dive, if it's a non-decompression dive like here, so basically recreational diving, I just need a small cylinder, like the 40 cubic feet I'm taking here, which allows me to make it safely to the surface in a controlled descent. So if I have decompression obligation, I obviously need the open circuit gas to do my decompression. So I need a couple more stages. So the reason I ran into a discussion here was, why do I use the 2 cylinders? The reason I use 2 cylinders is because I'm diving in a mixed team. So if my open circuit body runs into an issue, I want to be able to donate gas. So in that case, but that is an individual thing for me, I like to side mount my bailout on the rebreather if it's not more than these 2 small cylinders. So the left one has a short hose and a necklace. I have it right here, and the only thing I need to do if I have an issue, I switch to my BOV, I take my sanity breath, I give the loop away, and I can go on my necklace and I'm open circuit and I can bail out. The right cylinder is just for my open circuit body. If something happens, I can pull the hose, give it to him, I can donate the cylinder, whatever, and he's independent again. So again, you have to make a decision. I'm generally not a big fan of mixed teams in rebreather diving because, I mean, if I need the rebreather for a dive, why would I dive with somebody who's open circuit? Is probably taking all the benefit out of it. being here on a recreational dive, and I'm diving the Rebreather basically because I wanted to try some things. I redid it, new seals, new hoses, etc. So it was more test dive for me. It doesn't matter, but I still need to bring enough bailout to bring my open circuit body back to the surface. I hope that makes sense, and it explains why on a Rebreather dive we do not bring the bailout like an open circuit to bring two divers open circuit back to the surface, because either I have a problem with my Rebreather and I need bailout gas, which means my body is still functioning and taking care of himself, or my partner has an issue, but then again he has the bailout to take himself up to the next gas. So there's no need to carry bailout for the partner, right? It's more the bailout, the partner bailout in the Rebreather concept is more being aware of the partner, checking him frequently. If he runs into an issue, there's somebody there that can take control, but not necessarily carry gas for the other person like you do in open circuit. A quick one on the BOV. I recently was asked why we use the BOV and not the DSV. Well, if I do a deep technical dive and I carry several different open circuit gases with me, and I run into an issue with the Rebreather, for example a CO2 breakthrough or a flooding of the Rebreather, the problem forces me to act immediately. I need another gas that I can breathe. So being on a DSV, having a mouthful of sorb, or having a CO2 breakthrough and being numbed is the worst moment to make a decision on which of these tanks do I take. There might be oxygen and hypoxic trimix and something in between. So that's not the situation where I want to make a decision that can kill me. So the BOV gives me the necessary time and the so-called sanity breath to make an educated decision. So I just switch. I do not have to switch mouthpieces. I know I'm on my diluent, which is fine for my depth. And I can take 2 or 3 breaths, and then my CO2 issue is gone, and I can have all the time in the world to look at my stages and make a proper gas switch and switch to the right gas and be safe. All right, I hope that clarified a couple of things. I'm looking forward to any discussion. If you have questions, comment, please post it right underneath the video. If you like it, please give us a thumbs up. Subscribe to our channel, follow us on Facebook, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.